rap battle mantara nyin trunka kono momo ele chuno ibina wala yebal so bari gam italiata ni gambino lelko these people they will kill one another you understand and it mean for patelen going to the MC2 mistake of an keta wolto because itinano e artist o commanda perform comme yanko ala live show comme mean for MC nye commande le ina taraki perform ta man fem foy and it any moment diam so it's very
no ajibe commande stage of onka nyama nkana nyi introduce le akana stage okane comme ko mba artist flow ni be kili la le na stage okan nim pareta if flow eji then killing and I follow perform do it and this is exactly what they did they called me on stage all the other artists flow jita then tenata sele nana first song perform artist doing selta ala first song perform that was how it was done if it comes to the stage ako yeah like kana sele but if they're coming on stage they both come in wala na come okay I thought about it in the mid of the show way over I didn't address it on stage but I knew in the mid of the show it was gonna come anyway so when he started freestyling go find boy got DJ go beat ordinary and when he jammed the beat we did what we gotta do and if they continue on that pace it's showing in a full scale nyum fale no na ke freestyle cancel because that's what we do for a living bro
okay
and I have a question Dada bring this promoter not one side this side lamang in last attack last side they act like imang hani right what went to your mind because promoter ngawe tulinyata katara tema le tili manya kanende ya Dada this and ita attack ya Dada this so do you think that's right that's not
because at that point na point kile make jane clear Wolonko, the first time we were signing the contract, even though it might include in the contract, each artist, ye gal mako, ye 5 artists invite. They told us that from the very beginning. And both of us, according to what they say, both of us agreed on that. You understand? But as time goes on, the show was coming close. 5 artists will be linked, it pays Santa. But kabrin te ben 5 artists will link. Kabri yente call, other artists owning Atiala 5 artists will link le parita. That was the first information in Mendina. So that what time will the 5 artists will link based on that. Okay. 2 weeks to the show, young call Kotek. But that day, young call them very angry tone. They were very angry at the other side. Very, very much angry. Yeah, and what they said was Ntelia Miraloko nyeng artist will link but akami link. Akonin telephone lafta mpongole nyantakata girl link mfonde. This is what they said. So one side leo fonye pajawara leo fonte from the money but then a plitale wouldn't boy singing artist carry link no mole boy puru kasoto nkai no worries mbadi reach out but I don't know to kabena artist when you reach out what artist wo he didn't entertain the idea he didn't even ask for money atekode no atetetarla noje you understand but the other artist na me link wala ko nyeko kodo so we price o men fonye na for gal ko to jolano. So okay, so I came to realize ne kujama because from California okay was song ning alnyanta men kelanu amanjara yake koteke 5 artists wala nyanta men invite la nyindo ka sonal so I'm looking at okay bro nte sunkaro kono ntadal for namira ko showing was going to get cancelled though sunkaro kono nte wala mira because Kabri and Paul what I'm on now long how serious and severe the other side la incident how serious it was because time they call come California ko okay for those should namire damala bakela song nyimfana we think it's not necessary. This is the time they gave me those info, so come kabina to be mira and what Prince Empire said to say that he feels like the other side is afraid because they're making everything difficult. Anything they ask for is difficult. Anything they ask for, the other side is now willing to do it.
Yeah, that is the word where Prince Lebo folk and other party in Manhaninu.
Yeah, Manhaninu.
Yeah, okay.
Pajawara has never said anything about the other side to me.
Yeah.
Even after showing, I actually commend him and appreciate the fact that he didn't, with all the pressure, because like nobody knows Prince Empire. Mama Prince Empire. The only person they were talking about was Pajawara. So I commend him for just sticking to his truth and then he told me he even advised the guy against doing the press conference because at that point in time he known it Paul Benyabe isitano isi kujama fono me alonko kukendolo but ibe one mistake menkela ya fintindi people ni wale
it can put a problem
always akako nyamale
Did Prince contact you or your Prince call it immediately after the press conference? Ya call the number. Can you why you do that?
I called Prince Empire 4 times when he after the press conference in Tamajibe. Na boyo len call akonye kunu ila instincts be men foke nun ko that's what's going to happen at that press conference. That's what they did. Because yajele kabina press conference information oje. I called my manager. I called another close friend of mine. You know, Kabina girl call. If nah, we just think they're gonna go apologize to the people. Come Kafogale, you know, showing you move first time let it. But that's what a smart guy will do. Showing, you know, come tell come nakele pro entertainment and all of that. But at the end of the day, one can mistake okay. You understand? We move. Okay. So the other guy namen call, I'm gonna manager today. Well call. I have video in. So when I watched the video, what I did first, I called Prince Empire 4 times. He didn't pick up. Kabrina called 4 times. I'm on pick up. Nala assistant call. Wofanang namira fanama pick up. Nala assistant call. Fanama pick up. I called Pajawara. I said, are you aware of the press conference? I am aware, but I really advise against it. You know, because if there is anybody that's under pressure here, it's me. Everybody's talking about me. Everybody's Pajawara, but I am not coming out to talk. You understand? That's what he said. And I commend him for that. And that's how we ended our conversation. You know, for Prince Empire, okay, I put 2 and 2 together, but since this guy is not going to pick up my call, now the only people he's going to be dealing with is my management team. You understand? And the people who for B, anytime any discussion or not, it's between us and them. It's either they're talking to people, issuing forward damning. It's either will call it, because I even came to realize he left the country without giving us an update.
Okay, before leaving the country, have you get your balance? Because other party guy mala balance o deal. Eta fana yellow balance also the fire soto.
Hell no. We didn't get our balance. And you know the sad thing is, for him, sadly, natara akeno anyama. With 20% benyanta kalanu kodo nyinka. I would have forgiven him for that. I would have understood as a brother. Like, you understand? But we all go through those stuff. But now that you didn't act upon what you were actually supposed to act upon, deadline in Tambita, Imam Moljo Nakudola, there is a certain 20% addition on that money that you have to pay. And I'm not going to let that money go away. It's free money for me. Like, everybody loves money. So it's like now, you're not just paying me the remaining fee, but you are additionally adding a 20% fee on it. And that money is going to be paid in 100%. And the fact that the worst thing you did was run away without giving us an update. At least you could have called management, even though what I'm forcing to hear, but you don't have to leave this country without actually telling us I'm leaving the country.
Amantara country from Ralostal.
No, he left. He's back in Germany.
Guys, okay, Gambia, you still yeah, understand? There's nothing negative here. 1 minute, because okay. He always have 15 minutes prior to, because mukala artist we made young coming laughter. But anyway, because ala ta call I telephone ya sababu be sabu, because mala link was sort of MJ. No, Ponso for bro. Eba cool in the bro. Why? Ndaman ndoke la contact also Dada atodo attack pana mole fana ya natina, so I have to hand Prince. But ikaba Germany janne mba lokoto la fanga tare Germany afana mba sambala na janate baila Prince natre ko ikabe Dortmund ntenin Dortmund tema 3 hours slam. My brother is most common idea un upholden in minor start und then do most pressure on a Gambian loiter. Eto idea mba sambala na Prince fana bina janne.
Alles klar.
Kein Problem, MJ ete idea.
Yaron komsa wala na birin post time de birin na call mo dia mo ba sharing na Dada contact, because birin de nyim plaje actually inde meda ka class nyol follow le, understand, because stone boy found inside a wallet na jele no, it was not a bottle, you understand, amanka bottle mi an ko ina the stage ko ne ko e nyaati li nyona, so birin de nyin jente ya anina bol mu ne ko be jibe ka yalon, because ne ko ka fay na ko nyim manta klate da mira nyamente nyin ni la musique adu mo nende da man dia man fen. Or night and the gala ko nyumanta klatal camera nyamende nyin de besela la ino perform cast comme akaka nyamendo ino ko nalta dalta
ibe Gambia gamfeyo da Gambia
yeah ko
wo nyamale
ko batta balata stombo nyo ko nyumanta kala wo nyama ino birin ñu pol tambita na Dada birin naji diamo san Dada kontan kay ko bro ndele ya diamo bi siar na de boy fu kultan na Dada ko ñoko bro akonyo ko ya jele ale fe fe njek am hapunda stage ka akada wala ñaama contrat ko bala bo wala ñaam Nka ko ye dada fendi janka ko dada I was not surprised because birna class will follow nyin ma fu num to de bar santa class non mul keke imu ko comme ça ko rap botu lena artist do lo je nyaat li non ko dada ko nyoko first time birina da ka nyina fo ko comme ça ko na kral ben de joro ko dola I'm ready so
business yeah
you know donc I wodo muto nyalti no ni pare do wala kay ye joko dola because business is always business so wala nan ka fo gamyanol fane ko music do jama ba fana ka diam music
moderato kala mo jama ci kandi just these people like legend to ñulti rek ni ko be mo be ci kanda ba fani ke la janne you know so ni da moderato mbatum folo nga ñum folo ni
okay no problem ñin do ko mala bi ko am meta comment la jana ba tab ko wala sam ko
boy afonso limbabul jam paketolem yalla ñun do
okay no problem
ñun dol comme na tel ka we start gam music in the platform here the like of Andrew
no
mighty
fana
mu kebalti so MJ tell land like after Andrew fana so we just need advice like encourage go our artists you know
well I don't think we can blame the artists artists all nyanda ngo contract ko bala woli okay already so nyamre jampa jawra na la Prince Empire you know wala nyanda ka blame adu mol be nyanga sanyi ñen karman ñen kartemate ndo because imagine ma artist all fanto ida mo wol jola ko dola deni da ka ko mole ko adi sol hay man ñine ke andu tial ko difri kuma kan mum fonye ta kuma kan dole fanan fonye don de dina ko dol moy fa nga jahal ka ban I was not surprised comme ça amanta kara bodul o ka o man ta surprised da
your mistake back wala to the fact that come artist all nyum fon tema you cannot actually be honest to give an artist a specific information ye lo kan but even information or dealing artist or later artist and many focale nyama I swear to God wallahi you shocked the nyama le kabrin seleta stage kan I heard the other side saying the munyi selale with a freestyle but ntemba so nko ko mba fokan fay okay ni information oni how ni information because ni promoter for na more information also and the last time I spoke to them both ntene manager we told them we don't have a problem with that. You know, we don't have a problem. For you to know that we don't have a problem with it, can bring other side in freestyle. For time will be to just disappear the don't laptop on.
No, that is one minute. The point I'm for the day. That is just 1 minute. Go to the day. Nka go dada bari ite you an rap ite mu rapal dino. Yala no muli to no ni rapal. Nka go sign na ka do form benta surprise ba ka ni ite na ka ite kom kana freestyle ni ya reject. Dada ponyo ko bro, akonyo ko ajibe, akonyo ko ndi I'm ready kom hanate ko nata jana no kom DJ contribute na platform ora free video di akonyo ko nene man fer reject blog ngai ko to mu rapal ni de pongo wo reject nda be surprise because nde yalla nde de malla ko kuma boda day wanda ka ko nde mo article
awa kulline nga keba maso mighty nda Andrew ya ñu okay mighty itela micro on diamond jet Andrew fane na rek so nga advice len ni rek yu momoy la tale correct di la bon artist len gam music golem rek mighty assalamu alaikum na bro day ñimbara de
Nimbara.
Man, some respect, man, bro.
Yeah, respect. Dada, greetings.
Yo, Diamond, big up to yourself, man.
Yeah, man, big up yourself.
Yadi lambai.
Yes, abe cooling, abe nyadi.
Alhamdulillah, but ala tento, but.
Yes. Kachanyang ketante komale demanding, you know, sign the buntambenu live le. So, kita live le dorong ngaji, you know, is going on. Yeah. All right. So, okay, we talking about Clash, you know, and then I watch it ndol sita like ngasuto sile put to see what's going on. And then yes, okay, this is the first time we have something like this in the country. You know, me alonko we never have
on a big scale,
yeah. You know, ka two artists nothing and two big artists Londi one of the biggest stage in the country to clash. You know, so okay, bidding a banter and then people talk about it so much. It's not clash because they were just playing their tunes. Okay, I was expecting the time in the contracts were signed clash nimbe happen nale every artist will be busy in the studio, you know, working on tunes. Me along ebe me use la not their regular songs. Okay, even though they will use their regular tunes, eba break like a dubplate. Okay. You know, they will break it like a dubplate to kill another artist. So people expect that, you know, mo jamai wala expect ko wala mina, but at the end of the day amanna wo nyama. Okay, but experience lang. Yalang feng o feng, na sort of for the first time, you learn from it. You know, we shouldn't take it too big deal, nga from the level to me along ko, amina tinyaro le natila mi along ko, something like that will not happen. Because ning samba to certain level, promoter sort of la motina sort la mimba for like okay, minale to organize something like this in the country, and then the fans tina believe like anymore ni momo nata even another promoter nata iko iba ke la fans all fango tina la kote ke kana to ni minale and then I flop at the end of the day, but we could handle this professionally. Professionally, I settle down whilst at a fintil that so much me along have damage the cost for tomorrow. So ning Prince man na make no okay, the artist all ning Prince said deal no le in a different way. I contribute in a in a way, but not to because music ning class like you cannot have an industry me along there's no class until late telephone kana but ninka industry ka grow le by putting on class so nga nyamin dal we don't take it to certain level mimba tinna no la ko abe future din tinyala because
Mike, what advice do you have for Prince? Because from Delbenga understand. Come here for Nyami. Because to my first so na so to okay.
Gambian member dunia tua. I respect Gambians that are in Europe more than any other part of the world because in Dada UK, even though it's part of you guys, but since the Brexit, they stand on their own. America montage bon kaje lene attitude taje ke mutanya but Europe,
inshallah.
Europe,
You're gonna go, bro. Believe me,
Europe,
fam.
Alka appreciate it. Alka come in Europe. I just spent maybe 3 weeks to 1 month there, but now over enjoy it. Even not just the shows, but like the hospitality. Maybe and then come like the way people come out to show love to Gambians. So I think our Gambians in UK and America, they need to step up. Like for I understand Gambian old value because boy, ita moment ni ma value, modota value la no,
Of course, 100%.
Last year. Boy, a lot of artists like ST, one thing main content about this life, is like 9 bars is here because like maybe we have our differences, even though maybe I'm alone personally, but then at the end of the day, sometimes, you just have to have a simple conversation with somebody, moment. You understand?
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe down on this life, a lot of people might be surprised, okay, but because to be honest, Manyolong personally, but maybe we differ on opinions, but then at the end of the day, and then I appreciate the fact that we here showing respect. But when I'm tell a life multi, I always give my attention and my availability to everybody because now I feel like everybody has something to give at the end of the day. Whether more bajela negative, negative, more bajela positive, life is all about that. Even the worst people, but more because like there is another part of them that they show that's positive. So when you life more than multiple, you will never know human being for Nina Sital Kachata. So always let's maintain that positivity amongst ourselves because boy, what important so take na Gambia kanule wala na koditi je si mendino ntela boy not injustice je mandiamo injustice so wala na sometimes people are like you are different but then inanda kalone ko kodo ba banale boy but even legacy men set behind wala gonna important wala na sometimes I'm talking about political issues I'm talking where I believe in life is bigger than the money so wala until final remarks mbafole fana mbe comment la because like you always spread positivity it's in a no modo te mialo ke betal la nyini kala about the other side that put neti nya but now you comment us to like do good like you understand interview ni I nina boy you understand Sister, is always out there showing love to Gambian music. Mbasaluto Kile to everybody here, Diamond, Andrew, Clock.
No, Sisla, I didn't kind of know Sisla, I think I artist to the promotion.
I don't Cabrana that Mr. Government play because
I get the promote, but I get blast.
I can't
No, funny.
Yeah, I'm very pleased to be here, and say,
Thank you very much, Dada.
platform I'm gonna continue, man. I'm gonna continue.
But Dada, can I follow the ibatu I put 1,000.
No, Dada Dada bita pandia. Dada maka kome abejan nengkafu anyala. Dada is very down yalang boy, very good man. Dada even late night you call him, you want to know anything, he will get back to you. Ama phone wara kome ning dole wa follow. That's why I respect some of these artists. Jisulam Dada, you know what I mean, and few people always call you and check on you. Dada always send me voicemail and check on me. Ama give a comment, you know what I mean? Nindole masa listen, I don't have time for Sisla, you know what I mean? But he doesn't. It's very that once in a while, like Abanda is a cool guy, very down to earth. This will the same thing. You know, this is why
the reason when I talked to him now like come up and accept la it was a surprise to me. Because to have some of the artists is very difficult. So that's the reason during an attack so that a fair la wanyama nga attack the man interview ngandei manda so we look are not fair. So when I talked to him atane ko bro akonye BBB from so we attend loko that person akiata because nindomu is him fine but attend andu menekata he stopped more mama and the platform too. So let
me just say one more thing. Yadele lumena press conference ninketa I called my manager nkayako tomorrow mbatala live like 3 hours mbatala live akonye I one thing left for akonye if you go and do a live be it alone or with anybody I will know ne nte amira no smartness membe kungokono tunato yama smart and then yajere kabra ofanye one word wala tine moment na moy fo bi me alon ko mbadi ko platform because strict warning I want to if you actually come out and talk about this issue I will really know that you are not a very smart guy like I thought you was. But kabring MJ and link akonye ko okay you will have the other guy if you have him even if you want immediately you are done with it I can be because I have nothing to,
Thanks a lot.
So you have nothing to you live by the code. You make the contract code to so anything TJ Mosa implicate Noala. So I believe I did exactly what I was supposed to and what the contract said. So at the end of the day, Nina Modo Kudo for Nimman Fond defend exactly Nyantamen Fola. And that's what it is. 100% with the Malam.
Yeah, ala barka bake mbe team attack fanam konton na miran ko yenta fanam ala bring ye commandi if ani atane wonyama Dada fan dol fam ko fam man fe am ko if it's a relationship ngaje ko Dada la sutiata